In 1483, the sudden death of King Edward IV leaves England in turmoil. His 12-year-old son, Edward V, is proclaimed king, but his youth demands a regent. Richard, Duke of Gloucester, steps into this role, but his motives are far from pure. As the royal procession heads to London, Richard arrests and executes members of the Woodville family, the Queen's allies, seizing control of the kingdom. This is not protection, it's a calculated move to secure power. Edward V, now the boy king, is lodged in the Tower of London, a traditional pre-coronation residence. Richard insists on bringing Edward's younger brother, Richard of York, to join him. Queen Elizabeth opposes this, but her pleas are ignored. The princes, once symbols of hope, gradually vanish from public view. Whispers of their disappearance spread like wildfire, and the tower becomes a place of dread and suspicion. A shocking claim emerges. Edward IV's marriage was illegitimate, rendering his sons bastards. Richard, now the sole legitimate heir, ascends the throne as Richard III on July 6, 1483. The coronation is grand, but the kingdom is uneasy. Richard's path to the throne is stained with the blood of his enemies, and his reign begins under a cloud of doubt and fear. Richard claims the princes are under protection, but they are never seen again. An Italian monk, Mancini, writes of their gradual disappearance. Moved to inner chambers, their faces no longer appear at the windows. The tower falls into an eerie silence, and the people begin to whisper of murder. The prince's fate becomes England's greatest mystery. The prince's disappearance ignites political unrest. Richard's once loyal ally, the Duke of Buckingham, turns against him, allying with Henry Tudor. Buckingham's rebellion fails, and he is executed, but the seed of doubt is planted. The kingdom begins to question Richard's legitimacy, and the stage is set for a greater challenge to his rule. In 1485, Henry Tudor lands in England, determined to claim the throne. At the Battle of Bosworth, Richard III fights valiantly, charging directly at Henry. But betrayal seals his fate. The Stanley family switches sides, and Richard is slain. His crown tumbles into a thorn bush, marking the end of the Plantagenet dynasty and the rise of the Tudors. With Richard dead, Henry VII begins a campaign to tarnish his predecessor's legacy. Thomas More's History of King Richard III paints him as a monstrous tyrant who murdered his nephews. Shakespeare's play further cements this image. Richard's story becomes a cautionary tale, a narrative crafted to justify the Tudor dynasty's rule. In 2012, a skeleton is discovered beneath a Leicester car park. DNA analysis confirms it is Richard III. His curved spine and battle wounds match historical records. Yet, further genetic studies reveal anomalies in his lineage, raising new questions about his legitimacy and the mysteries of his reign. In 2024, a will discovered in the National Archives reveals a new clue. James Tyrrell's family possessed a necklace belonging to Edward V. Tyrrell, often accused of murdering the princes, was close to Richard. This artifact suggests a direct link between the boys and their suspected killer, reigniting debate over their fate. 5 centuries later, the fate of the princes remains unsolved. Did Richard III order their deaths? Were they victims of illness or accident? The royal family refuses DNA testing, and the truth may forever lie buried with the princes. Their story endures as one of history's greatest enigmas, a mystery that refuses to be unraveled.